TBRs, it's time to pick out my June TBR. That seems so impossible, but it's going on June and it's crazy. So before I get to June, let me do a quick May recap because I did finish all of my books for my May TBR. So let me do a quick recap of what I had to read and what I thought about it. For the light novels for May, I had to read My Happy Marriage, Volume 3, with its gorgeous, gorgeous cover. And then The Alchemist Who Survived Now Dreams of a Quiet City Life, Volume 1. These were my two light novel winners. I enjoyed them both. They both have reviews, which may or may not be up by this time. Maybe one is up, maybe one is coming. I don't know. But I enjoyed them immensely. It was a good month for light novels. I am very, very pleased. My library book, which was a book with more than 3 colors in the cover. I found it at my library and then got the audiobook for it. Was The Queen of Hearts, which has like a heart and lots of colors. So I saw the physical book, went with the audio because audios are easier for me to get through. There we go. Like, what are words? I don't know. I loved the 2 light novels. I was okay with the book. I thought it read very similar to a Grey's Anatomy with like as much like fake drama as well thrown in. So I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't as good as I was hoping for. Like when I read the little synopsis on the back to see if I wanted to read it, it sounded better than when the actual words that were in the book. I don't know. It was okay. But I'm not over here like raving about it because it just wasn't. It's alright. So now for my ultimate reading challenge. For May, I reread a book I loved as a child. And the prize inside are little book darts, so that's cute. I will potentially try to use them. And the childhood book, just in case you're wondering, by my favorite childhood author, Beatrix Potter, and it was The Tale of Tom Kitten. And that's my copy I've had since I was tiny, so there's like a smudge of something on there. I gotta see if I can wash off, but there you go. I lost its dust jacket like ages ago, because, again, I've had that since I was tiny. And then the other one that I did, which I sort of had to cheat on because I don't have a local bookstore, but I did visit an online bookstore and do some book shopping. So I had to fudge that one a little bit. I'm trying to remember if I've actually gotten the book that was their recommendation. Now I have to go back and see if I wrote it down. I don't think I got to read whatever that was now. You know how like some of them do like the recommended books. And I remember seeing it, and I don't remember if I've actually read that book yet. It doesn't matter. It didn't say you had to read it. It just said you had to like see. So that's what I did. This is just like a mug. Cozy. There we go. Great, fine. I will show some of the books that I've purchased just as a bonus. So one, I bought the majority of the Ring series, so the original trilogy, and I think the 4th book. I believe there's the 5th S, which was not available. So there you go. It's like Ring Spiral and Loop, or Ring Loop Spiral, and then Birthday, and then S is the last one, and I don't have that one. I did get the other ones, but I'm not going to show all of them. They all go together. And then also by Koji Suzuki is Dark Water. So I picked that one up too. I was going for like the Japanese horror-esque books. And then this one just looked intriguing. It's called Piercing by Ryo Murakami. I feel like I read one of the other works that's by Ryo Murakami, but I don't want to get it wrong. So I'll look into that later. And then I also picked up The Miracles of the Namiya General Store, which I've been seeing for a while. And finally it's like here, and I have it, and I'm just excited about it. There we go. And then one that I had on pre-order is Painted Devils by Margaret Owen, and I actually listened to the audiobook arc of this one, so I've already finished this book, but I also got a copy, and it continues the story from... now I'm forgetting the name. Was it Little Thieves? I'm like, something about thieves. Little Thieves. This continues the story from Little Thieves. Ends once again with like a cliffhanger, so I'm assuming there's going to be a third book at the very least. But it was very good. So anyway, that wraps up May. I did the thing as best I could. Again, I had to sort of fudge on getting that one done, but I just wanted it out of the way because I'm never... Maybe one day we'll get a bookstore. I think maybe for June I'm going to try to read a book about a person with a disability. And... I didn't have a classic in high school. And not one I hated. Well, alright. There is a classic that I hated in high school, but I do not want to reread it. I'm not going to suddenly like it. I do not like the story. In case you're wondering, it's The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I do not like that book. Tom Sawyer was a little bit better, but I'm not really a huge fan of that one either. I'll pick a book, I'll read a new book that is primarily intended for children, or that will be my goal. If I can't find one, I'll try to do one of the other key things. Like there's read a book that features an Indigenous person. What's interesting is that I've actually done quite a few of these already, but I don't want to like do it all at once. Like I'll make myself. It's not a trial, but I'll do more to complete these challenges because I've definitely read a book that features an Indigenous person. I've definitely read several books that feature a person with a disability. Find and read a book that is much longer than your usual reads. I actually just finished the second Crescent City book by Sarah J. Maas. I'm not going to talk about it. I wasn't that... I didn't love it, in case you're wondering. But it's alright. Also, well, maybe I could just do this one. Read a book currently on the bestsellers list. I don't know. I'm not going to 100% lock myself into any, but I'll let you know when I do my July TBR, which ones I ended up with for my June recap. But, yeah. I'm getting closer. It's like halfway done, so we're doing good. Meanwhile, let's do our TBR game. I'm going to quick shuffle my draw cards. I don't know what any of them are. I don't think I really needed to shuffle, but just in case. Okay, so the top draw card is fan cards out, pick one at random. Okay. That is an easy one. I wish they could all be that easy. And so, the cards are all fanned, and I'm just going to go, there they are, they're all fanned. I'm not going to look at them. I'm going to go with this one, which is read a book that is featured on your library's website or catalog. Nice, nice. We just ordered a bunch of new books, so I'll pick one out. I think the hardest part now is like I have read a lot of advanced reader copies, so I feel like it's harder for me to find ones. Maybe what I'll do is check my Libby homepage and see if something sticks out. There's a lot of Leanne Moriarty's books, which I'm not a huge fan of, just FYI. I've read, I think, 2 of them, the 2 big ones, and I'm just like, they're okay. I think the one I'm going to go with that was on the library's homepage, the library's Libby homepage, I don't think that's cheating too much. I could check our regular one, but I think it's fine. But I think I'm going to go with The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, because it's one that I want to read. And it's currently available. So I'm just going to go ahead and borrow it. Kristen Hanna is one of the authors, especially with the most recent ones, that every time I read one of the books, I'm very pleased with it. Like, it's usually very emotional. I like the historical setting, everything about it. And yet I don't just pick up and read. Like, the last one I did was for The Four Winds, and that was because of book club. But The Great Alone was actually recommended to me ages ago, and I just never got, I never did it. I'm going to do it now because there it is on the homepage staring at me, and it was available, so I have borrowed The Great Alone. I'm going to read that, technically listen to it, in June. And I'm very happy about that. And now for my light novels. Regular deck, draw cards. We'll just get a quick shuffle of the draw cards just so I get something new. I'm going to pull number 1. Draw from the top. Okay. That is an easy one. Let's just draw from the top. I'll give a even quicker shuffle of these. I haven't looked at these in a month. Like, I have no idea. But I figure it's better because I might have just laid the ones I just did on the top. So, anyway. Here we go. Read the last book on the bottom of your shelf. Well, there's only one shelf, so that's fine. The last book, which I guess I'm going to be reading, is Of Dragons and Fae. Is a fairy tale ending possible for the princess's hairstylist? So there you go. I hope it's good. I have no idea. I think I randomly picked this up because I was like, oh, it's got I'm holding hands on the cover, or sort of like hands laid over each other, and it's saying about dragons and fae, and I'm like, I like dragons and I like the fae, so so hopefully this is good. I'm assuming this is the princess and this is the hairdresser, and so that's the hairdresser, and I don't know who that is, but looks remarkably like the princess. Let's read the back. Let's find out. At last I found you, my bondmate. As flower folk, I never dreamed of having a fairy tale romance, but I also didn't expect to be dumped 3 days after being confessed to by a dragon knight. Spurned and angry, I decided to devote my life to my works as the human princess's hairstylist, only to find out that the princess was going off to Dragon Country to marry the dragonkin prince and taking me with her. Now I have to serve in the same castle as that jerk who dumped me. Oh. The princess can have the fairy tale ending. I'm done with romance. Oh. Is that the jerk that dumped her, or is that somebody else? Now I'm intrigued. So, anyway. This was the last book on the bottom of the shelf. This light novel number 1, and I'm excited to read that because it actually sounds really good. So we will hide this one, and then draw for number 2. Draw from the bottom. That's funny. Just draw from the top and now draw from the bottom. Okay. I'm gonna draw from the bottom, and I got read the longest book on your shelf. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna have to do a little investigating for that one. I think it might end up being Heaven Official's Blessing. You know what other one I forgot to show off, but I'm going to? I can't wait to get to read this book. It's The Fourth Wing the gorgeous dragons on this. I'm so excited for this, and I've seen some pretty good reviews. My copy came in slightly damaged from Amazon, which shows me like I should have ordered from Barnes & Noble, but I had bought it like on a whim. But I love the edging. I'm so excited. So excited for that book. Alright, let me just double check the length of these. I'm not going to count the glossaries because that's your choice whether or not to read them. So this is $3.72. This one feels shorter. Yeah, that's $3.50. So yep, and $3.21. And these have got to be the longest ones. Like, I'm just looking, and definitely the other ones are shorter. I'll double check this one here. Yeah, it's only like $3.20. Gonna make me work for it this month. All right, so it is official that it is Heaven Official's Blessing, which actually I look forward to this. I'm worried about how long it's gonna take me, but the print looks decent. It's not like tiny print, so I'm excited. And this, of course, is the Chinese book. So it's Danmei, which is like the shonen ai for China. And I'll read the back of this one. I did see a good chunk of the animated series on Netflix, so I'm hoping it's as good as that. A god fallen, a ghost risen, born the crown prince of prosperous kingdom. I'm not very good with names. Is it Jie Lian? Was renowned for his beauty, strength, and purity. His years of dedicated study and noble deeds allowed him to ascend to godhood, but those who rise may also fall, and fall he does, cast from the heavens and banished to the world below. 800 years after his mortal life, he ascended to godhood for the third time, angering most of the gods in the process. To repay his debts, he is sent to the mortal realm to hunt down violent ghosts and troublemaking spirits who prey on the living. Along his travels, he meets the fascinating and brilliant Sanlong, a young man with whom he feels an instant connection. Yet Sanlong is clearly more than he appears. What mysteries lie behind that carefree smile? I want to rewatch the series so that I can hear the character names, because I don't want to butcher them. And I'm not as familiar with Chinese name pronunciation as with, like, Japanese and Korean, so it looks good though, so I'm very excited. And I think that's it. That's my basic TBR. I'll be doing the The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna for my library book, Heaven Official's Blessing, Volume 1, and Of Dragons and Fae, Volume 1 for my light novels. And, I'm excited. And then, of course, I'll be throwing in 2 extra undecided books at this time from the reading challenge. What I'd like to do, I don't think it's going to be out until the fall, though. I was kind of hoping that maybe the next Morgan Crow book would be out, but I don't think it's out until later in the year. Yeah, it's not till October, so I don't know. Maybe I'll put off that one. Instead, I'll do like a book with a character with a disability and a bestseller. Because I'm sure I could find something on the bestseller, but I'm not sure at this point. For the character with a disability, I'm sure there's others I could find, but I do know that I have to read Run on Your New Legs, Volume 4, I think we're at. I hope I got that right. So I might just do that one for that, and let me check quickly what's on the bestseller as I'm doing this, because maybe there's one I want to read. So some of them we have, this is from the New York Times. Happy Place, It Ends With Us, the making of another major motion picture masterpiece. Fourth Wing, which maybe I'll end up doing the Fourth Wing. We'll see. and Lessons in Chemistry, so 2 of which, The Happy Place and Lessons in Chemistry, I've already read. I do not want to read Colleen Hoover, so I could do Making of Another Major Motion Picture Masterpiece, which is Tom Hanks' book, or The Fourth Wing. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll probably decide between one of those 2. I don't know. Maybe I will just go with Fourth Wing, and since I want to read it so badly, maybe I should just finish it this month. So I think it might be Run on Your New Legs and Fourth Wing, as well as Of Dragons and Fae, Have an Official Blessing, and The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. That sounds like a great TBR for June. Like, that is a great month of reading. I'll get through more than that, but that sounds great. That'll be my minimum requirement for the month. That's it for this video. Until next time.